Yeah, on iRacing Season 3 release, they added another element to their UI view, the track map. Now I have it right up here. Um, so this is the full track map, but they do have other options. So if I hit Alt K, um, oops, Alt K, if I click on this little gear here, I have different types. So there's a flat map, and now this is good for, I guess, seeing what position you are within the lap. But it's not going to show you corners or anything like you see there. Then you have the radial map, kind of shows you a circular version of this. One nice thing about this compared to the flat map is when it goes to the end, it wraps around to the end over here. The radial map, uh, you can you can see how close they are to the end there because it just wraps around because it's a circle, right? So um, and then of course we have the full track map, which is one I use, and then the mini map. This one might be kind of interesting to use to get the local of where you currently are. I just want to make sure it's big enough so when I go off the track, I can actually see, uh, you know, like if I entry in or enter into the track, is it unsafe entry or do I have enough space? So I use a track map for that sometimes. And then also when I'm learning tracks, I like to see which corner I'm at, instead of it shifting on me all the time there. So, but I like a global view. So I generally leave it here, but I can see where that might be interesting to have. I'll play with that a little bit with the mini map, but I generally leave it right here. So, so uh, uh, iRacing is kind of catching up with the overlays. The community has done pretty well, to make different types of overlays. I actually ran a track map before, with multiple different apps actually. Race Labs, iOverlay, um, and beneficial SimHub plugin, and then SimHub has its own, right out of the box. You can just add it, and you can see some similar stats here, um, sort of thing. This one definitely looks a lot more polished, and it's native, so it's probably a higher performance as well. You know, I've done any testing on that, but I assume it is. Now I'd like just to show off. This is probably one of the best overlay packs. You've probably seen it in some other YouTube videos, but this is the trap Mac I really like that they have. Haven't run it for quite a while because I just didn't want to pay for it, so I just went to SimHub, and then I can just do everything in uh, um, one application, since I already had dashboards and stuff. So. But yeah, they have some really nice stuff. Um, let's see, where's the radar bars? This is pretty nice. This is almost like LMU or ACC, radar. Um, so iOverlay has something very similar. That's why was using iOverlay for a while. Um, but they're both pretty good. Um, but I am doing more with dashboards, so um, Uh, I pretty much just use either the default stuff if Beneficial has it, or just have it on my dashboard. So, but another UI feature they did last season, is this kind of inputs with the gear. They also have a steering wheel. I shut that part off, but I really like to see my inputs, as I'm going through, especially if I'm learning a corner and had like and I know kind of what the brake trace should be from another reference lap. I know I want to try to match that brake trace and watch it as I go through. I'm like, oh, did I make that brake trace correctly? So that one's kind of nice too. But anyway, we'll focus on this. So of course we have different classes. So this yellow is GTP. I'm the square right here. Um, so and this is LMP2, so I'm an LMP2 car. And then the red is a GT or GT cars. So it stands out a little bit, see where you're at, and then see what classes are near you. So that's kind of cool. Um, and we'll jump in the car real quick and just kind of see what that looks like, with multi-class. So I'll just hit Alt K again and then unpause. So it looks pretty polished compared to the other one. It says all the corners. It's kind of nice if you get like names of the corners, but but you can see right where you're at. And it's nice and as responsive as you expect, so no issues there. All right, so now let's go to the mini map and see how that looks while we're driving. So hit the gear again. Mini map. Right. So that one's kind of nice to see, like, oh, what corner I'm coming up, and you don't get like disoriented on what direction you're gonna have to go. Like, I know this is the right turn, so yeah, kind of cool. I'll play with a couple of these. If you know the track really well, this map might be kind of nice. It's kind of dynamic. Probably make it a little bigger, so if you go off the track, you want to do a safe release, like how close is the next driver. But yeah. Alright. Yep, that's it. Nice quick video.